right here. This is Diego Sodre, one half of the Sodre brothers. His brother Alex also in the mix here this weekend on the other side of the bracket. And then in the blue gi, the veteran Osvaldo Queixinho Moizinho, one of the founders of the Aries Jiu-Jitsu team. Double pull immediately. Just a few seconds into the match, we'll have the scoreboard up in no time whatsoever, I'm sure.
I actually don't know if they called it as a double pull because we don't see the referee looking down at his watch.
Yeah, that's a great point, actually, Kendall.
So I think he thinks one of them pulled. I'm just not sure which one yet. We're going to find out, though. Oh, I was wrong. He did count as a double pull, so there'll be 2 penalties here, or 1 penalty apiece. And we'll start again, see if they go for the same strategy. Again, not ever really surprising in these divisions. This is typically what we predict. You know, with these athletes, they both want to play bottom position. That's where they feel they're best at, and so it's a battle for who can get there first. Wow.
You know, one thing that is possible, I just want to make sure everybody's aware of this, that, of course, this is no guarantee. There are many more matches to get through, but Alexandro Sodre, that's Diego Sodre's brother, is on the complete opposite side of this bracket. He's actually competing right now on mat 1 against Isaac Duidlein. So it's not out of the realm of possibility to think that if Alex is able to win his side of the bracket, that he could potentially close out with his brother in the final of the World Championships.
You're really
it's happened
special.
once before. I believe that the Meow brothers, of course, have closed out, but yeah, it doesn't happen very often.
No, absolutely not.
We're still missing the scoreboard on this screen right now, unfortunately. I can just tell you, though, that we're a little over 2 minutes into this match. It's 1 advantage apiece, 2 penalties apiece because of those 2 double guard pulls. And now this is another double guard pull, and they're really taking it to the edge here. But will we see somebody come up and score that advantage and then go on the attack?
And we do. There we go, up on top. And then a big knee cut. Wow, that was like a flying knee cut. And a beautiful use of the left hand on the pant grip. He's able to use that pant grip to push Queixinho's knee shield out of the way, but Queixinho's able to bring it back in. And some nice Toriano style passing here with some footwork from Sodre. Excuse me. Queixinho, though, we know his guard retention's off the chain. Especially, you know, when you can do these big giant movements, and as soon as you think you're going to be chest to chest, his foot's back in.
And look for, of course, that all-important omoplata attack that he has. He's one of the OGs when it comes to this. He's one of the best omoplata guys in the world, man. He has such an amazing attack series from that position. He was one of the pioneers as well when it came to positions such as the lapel, the lasso, and such. And a very versatile guard fighter indeed. Something of a veteran now at this point in his career, and has been competing in the Masters divisions also. So this is a clash of generations here, and that is a recurring theme at this World Championships, I would say, Kendall, that there's the older veterans taking on the new generation.
So many examples. I mean, just yesterday we saw Murilo Santana, the leader of Unity, jump on Emmanuel Hibamar's back and be in a standing, back take. And I think like his age is almost like a secret to Unity students. But regardless, to be doing what he's doing, incredible.
Said, consider Gabby Garcia going down twice to 2 of the young bloods in the women's heavyweight divisions, Yara Suarez and Gabby Pesanya. There's so many huge examples now. I like that use of the foot here, stepping on the hand. This is something that we don't really see before. Ruotolo style leg pin passing, but stamping on the hand instead, and that has completely killed Queixinho's grips with his right hand.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's an important thing to do with Queixinho because his grips are so powerful. He doesn't really make any meaningless grips. One thing I notice about Queixinho is he gets a grip and he keeps it, and it really, he's kind of patient. Like this collar grip right now, look how deep behind the neck he is. That makes a big difference in controlling the posture and the direction of Sodre and the way that he's able to pass. And that left hand, again, has stayed the same too. So his grips are really, really powerful. If you can step on his hand, you have a much better chance of getting past those legs. And interesting, the way that Queixinho a lot of times plays this lasso where he doesn't really drive the left leg all the way through to the back, like gluing the shin on the back. He'll kind of keep it on the shoulder for a bit of a shallow lasso, or he'll bring it right here to the foot on the hip. And we can see that that is a very powerful position to start to off-balance your partner, because you have the lasso locked in, but you also have the foot on the hip, and you can extend that foot to make your partner step back. Now we see him switch from the right hand on the collar to the right hand on the lapel and kind of bring his right foot into a lasso position, even though he doesn't have the sleeve. So rests the right foot on top, has the grip on the lapel. It'll be interesting to see what he does here with that, what the goal is, or if it's just to help control the posture. It's taking a lot of slack out of it, so it's not like the very edge of the lapel. It's actually doing a lot to control Sodre's left shoulder. And for Sodre here, it's, you know, the priority becomes, do I stand up and start to create movement and then undo the lasso and the grips that he has? Do I address the grips first? So he's kind of in this squatted position, not fully extended standing up, not going down to both knees, because then that wouldn't be smart either. He'd be slowed down and he would be easy to sweep or submit here. But it is a bit of a patience waiting game. But he's doing a good job with his left hand, not letting Queixinho wrap the lapel around and go for like a lasso lapel. Doesn't have a second lasso in with the hand on the sleeve. But now we do see Queixinho stick that right foot through and kind of attach the lapel to his right leg. And now this is a very, very powerful position on the right-hand side. So he's controlling Sodre's right shoulder with the lasso on the left, although he kind of switches it back and forth between De La Riva and lasso. And the right leg controlling the left shoulder with that lasso lapel.
Sodre not willing to move forward right now, and I don't blame him. This is akin to a double lasso grips, which are extremely difficult to try and escape from. But the lasso and the lapel lasso, man, you're stuck. You can't go left, you can't go right, you can't go forward, you can't go back. You have to try and get rid of those grips.
What I really like from Queixinho too, and I said this in the last match, is that his lasso is very active, right? He switches with the lasso lapel, then he goes back to the lasso, he switches to the De La Riva a little bit. But I think if we started to see a little more insistence of the off-balancing, then a sweep would open up for him, or possibly a submission. But because of a little bit of a lack of insistence there with the off-balancing, we saw a little more of that now. But for overall, not too much off-balancing, Sodre's able to kind of hang out here in this really deep squat. And typically a deep squat's not a position that we hang out in when we're passing. But he's kind of looking around, you know, saying, hey, you know, I can't get out of this lasso. Nothing's really happening. I really want to start to pass. And so I think it tells us a lot that he's able to stay in the seated position without falling down. That kind of tells us that Queixinho's not doing a whole lot to sweep him at this moment.
No, exactly. Just holding on to those grips. And to be honest, as the clock runs down, we've got 2.5 minutes remaining in this match.
Sodre's up by this advantage, right?
Yeah,
so
Sodre has the advantage. I think Queixinho...
This is the better position now with his right foot stomped on his left. So this is a lot more powerful. Queixinho stepping on his own foot creates a lot of torque on Sodre's right elbow. So depending on what he does with his right hand, see he has that pant grip. He can kind of elevate that pant grip as he turns his legs out to the left. Possibly shoot up a triangle here. So that was probably the most significant sweep attempt we've seen there, although they did not knock Sodre down. We just saw a bit of an advantage in the position. Interesting to see Sodre's use of the lapel grip with his left hand. He's like holding the end of Queixinho's lapel, not the collar, right? He's not like grabbing the chest. Queixinho digs that lasso a little bit deeper here, but Sodre's keeping his right elbow so closed that it's taking away a lot of the power of Queixinho's left leg. And the winner of this match is going to end up in the semifinals with the winner between Kennedy Maciel and Shane Jamel Hill Taylor that we're going to see on this mat as well. Very, very excited about that. So that'll be our semifinal match, the winner of this versus the winner of the next fight. Now we see a little bit more space for Sodre to start to get some movement in. And we're going to see Queixinho get a little bit more desperate to score with only 1 minute left. He's down by the advantage. Now, you know, he's getting a little more aggressive. He's kind of chasing Sodre as Sodre's backing up, trying to disengage from that from the lasso lapel. And he's done a good job getting some space. He doesn't want to go back into those grips being stuck, but you can see Queixinho's right leg still wrapped around very deep over that lapel. This is the position we saw people doing cartwheels over earlier to try to unravel that that material over throughout the leg. But very difficult to deal with when someone's insistent with that on the
30 seconds remaining, and I'll be honest with you, I feel that Queixinho, unless he does something spectacular now in this last seconds of the match, I feel that he's basically let this one slip through his fingers because he had the opportunity, he had the grips, but he wasn't able to pull the trigger, he wasn't able to get after it. And now you see a last second pass attack, and looking for the back is Diego Sodre. Comes very close to getting the back. Good recovery there from Queixinho, not out of trouble though, but time will run down. And I feel that Queixinho simply, he waited too long. He needed to attack earlier, but of course then, that's what happens if you do open up. Diego Sodre, and even in the last seconds of that match, he was hunting to improve his position, to get the back, and just shows what a dangerous athlete and competitor he is.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a lot to be said when you think 10 minutes is a long time. So when you're talking about the chess game and being patient and all of those things, that wins matches a lot of times because, and so it's a understandable strategy because what we did see, like you said, is when Queixinho started opening up, then all of a sudden, he was in very real danger of the threat of the pass, right? So I was able to score Sodre a last-minute advantage there.
Yeah, final score, 3 advantages to 1 for Diego Sodre, who takes the win here in this quarterfinal match in the featherweight division.
And next up, we're going to find out who he will battle in the semifinals between Kennedy and Shane Jamil Hill-Taylor.
And on mat number 3, advancing to the featherweight semifinal, representing Nova União.